Financial trends, something that has been hitting all the headlines, obviously, of late, and retirement, obviously, is an important factor when it comes to that, especially so many people are entering their later years when you look at the demographic change of our nation. And I'm excited today to be joined by Indira Venkat of AARP. She's their Senior Vice President of Research. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So AARP does all sorts of surveys looking at how people are feeling, like what are the numbers looking at like right now. I mean, it was shocking to me here that 61% of adults age 50 or older don't think they have enough money to last in retirement. That's shocking and not something that is going to really endear them to feel comfortable as they go in their later years in life. What are some barriers that are making it difficult for people to save for retirement?
You're absolutely right about the 61%. The barriers are several. So one is many working Americans really don't have access to a retirement account through their work. And if you look at the private sector, half of 57 million workers do not have the ability to save for retirement through their paycheck. So that's one. The second, and more recently, is higher prices. Inflation, although it's been cooling, has lingered for a couple of years now. And what we are hearing is that the everyday expenses of the here and now, higher housing costs, are chipping away at people's ability to save for retirement or even bring down their debt.
Yeah, I'll link in the episode description an article, AARP Financial Security Trends Survey for January 24. Financial security holds steady, optimism up, but it's by like a percentage. So it's not enough to really tip the scales to really make people go in the right direction financially, unfortunately. I mean, are we seeing trends where more people are just straight up thinking they're not going to be able to retire?
Yes, 26% of older adults yet to retire expect never to retire. And that is a significant number. And what we are seeing is that this level has held steady. So it's something that we should really take into account.
And there's some real just basic reasons why that's not good. I mean, you consider the fact that people are not, just for health reasons, are not going to be able to necessarily keep working into their 70s, their 80s, especially as healthcare improves over time. People are now living longer and longer lives, but it doesn't necessarily mean the later part of their life they're going to be physically able to do the work that they're doing right now. I mean, that's got to be really troubling to be seeing in the data.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the important thing is to have a plan and start early. And as I say to my children, start now. Time is really your best friend when it comes to growing your retirement saving. If you have access to a 401k plan in your work, take advantage of it. Contribute so that you maximize on the employer match. It's free money for you. And again, to reiterate, it's never too early or too late to start.
Are there some different things that people that are over 50 should consider that are maybe different from younger people?
I think, the important thing is really have that mindset. And if you have the retirement in your runway, start to consciously and intentionally increase the amount to the maximum that you can. If you need to have a retirement, a plan and an accountability buddy, do that so that you stay on track. And what I would also say is be kind to yourself if you slip up here and there. The important thing is develop that mindset and muscle and pick up where you left off.
Is it, with regards to the retirement crisis, I mean, are there any other things that people should be looking at for solutions going forward?
I would say, again, it's have a plan. On our website, aarp.org/tools, there are several resources that you can avail, one of which is a retirement calculator. Be mindful and think through. I think you do need to plan the type of retirement you wish to have, and accordingly, the calculator gives you advice and guidance on, when to retire and how much to save.
What are some some educational resources out there that maybe people should consider, or maybe not resources, but things people should consider for game plans when it comes to being prepared going forward for this? I mean, is it a matter of budgeting is so important? I mean, I feel like a lot of, I'm 37, so I'm on the younger end of, I'm not obviously in the AARP demographic. So what are some things for education people should look into to make sure that they're going in the right direction? Is it budgeting? Is it speaking to a financial advisor, even if they don't necessarily have very much money? What are some tips?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think it is that mindset and budgeting and being intentional about it, right? Recognizing, I think once you know the goalpost, you know how much you need to save. So I think that's important too, to early on understand what that is. And if it's a financial advisor, yes, no matter how little or how much large you have to save, it's important to talk to somebody and get the best guidance you can.
Looking at the longer trends since especially 2008, I mean, how much of this do you guys think is related to previous market crashes versus education just not being out there for people, especially if they're not receiving retirement through their workplace?
Yeah, I mean, I think more than the market crashes, I think the recent sort of inflationary trend that we've seen has impacted, because at the end of the day, consumers have to make hard choices between saving for retirement, managing their debt. And so it is, to your earlier point, very critical that they speak to a financial advisor or get the right guidance to make those decisions.
And once again, I'll put in the episode description aarp.org/financial trends and a link directly to this article. Regardless, male, female, think outside the box, be prepared going forward, because you never know what your future is going to hold, especially as you age. You may not be able to necessarily work. You may not be able to keep that part-time job as fully if you're just looking to supplement a smaller retirement plan. So be prepared and plan ahead. Thank you so much for Indira Venkat for joining me today. She's Senior Vice President of Research at AARP. I hope you have a very good day today.
Thank you.
All right, NewEnglandTake.com to get more from the shows. Like and subscribe, and talk to you soon.